How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the LG C1 OLED gaming monitor. Well, it's actually a TV, and this is the first time I've ever done a formal TV review, but once I was able to get my hands on a display of this caliber, I can tell you that this thing is pretty unique. So first things first, there is a ton of OLEDs everywhere at this point. I'm sure you've even come across one or even own one at this point. Vizio makes them, Sony makes them, LG obviously makes them. But what really happened is within the last year, we saw HDMI 2.1 devices come out, like the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, the NVIDIA 30 series GPUs, and this new platform that has allowed for the increased bandwidth really allows OLED to absolutely shine in scenarios like gaming and even using it as a PC monitor. Like I said before, the NVIDIA 30 series GPUs got it, the PS5s got it, and the Xbox Series X got it. So this is basically a new standard, and it's the most recent update of HDMI that supports 8K up to 60 Hz and 4K up to 120 Hz. I'm not sure you can even call this a monitor at this point. It's more like a small TV. But within the last week, I've tried to adapt my entire workflow and desk setup to use just a 48-inch OLED as a primary monitor on the PC. And the experience has been pretty interesting. So LG makes this model in a couple of sizes. I believe there's a 48, 55, 65, 77, and 83-inch model. Now, I chose the 48-inch model because this is the most monitorable, that's not a word, but it's the smallest TV that would fit on a desk. And before I even mention the actual display, let's talk about the design. This is by far my favorite looking TV design out of every TV on the market right now. LG's design is clean with minimal bezels around the screen, and when you take a look at the impressive thinness of OLED, like thinner than pretty much all smartphones, here's an iPhone for comparison. The stand is full metal and looks sleek. We also have to remember that this is a TV, so while a lot of monitors will have adjustable stands, the C1 does not. But what it does have is a boatload of HDMI 2.1 ports, 4 to be exact, and they're all positioned in a way where you can access them comfortably. So the first experience I had with the C1 was plugging it in and using it as a monitor with a 3080. And I can tell you right off the bat that this is a big display to use. A 48-inch screen on a desk with a standard depth of 25 inches requires you to sit very close to the screen. Some people may find it way too close because you literally need to look around the screen when you're using it at this distance. I usually sit at around an arm's length away from my monitors when I use them, and I find that to be the sweet spot. But even sitting this close to the screen, I could not make out any individual pixels. I didn't have any headaches or fatigue looking at this display for multiple hours, and this new model does have a blue light reducer on top of some motion processing. So I mentioned some of the ergonomics of using a display of this size as a monitor, but clearly the only thing people should be thinking about is the experience of actually using it. This is by far the most impressive display I've ever used for gaming. Obviously, since it's OLED, it doesn't need to use the standard LCD backlight for local dimming zones to achieve a good HDR effect. The individual pixels are self-lit, so you essentially have 8.3 million local dimming zones, and you don't get the traditional blooming effect or gray effect that you'd normally get with some of the LCD displays that have the backlight. The display has infinite contrast essentially, while benefiting from the incredible response time from OLED pixels that equal basically to little to no motion blur. And with HDMI 2.1, you get 4K at 120 Hz with outstanding picture quality. And I'm not joking by telling you this is absolutely the most responsive experience I've ever had on console gaming. TVs have always kind of had a bad rap when it comes to gaming on them because they do a lot of extra processing for picture quality reasons, so you do get that extra response time and input latency delay, so they've never been the first choice for people gaming. However, when you plug a console into a TV, especially this TV, it really does great. It happens to be completely remedied by LG's HDMI 2.1 auto low latency that detects when a gaming source is plugged in and kicks it on. The depth of picture quality is outstanding in dark scenes, where you really get that cinematic effect, as well as the incredible contrast that comes with OLED. And that's all while using game mode, which isn't necessarily the best for picture quality, but it does obviously reduce the latency, which makes it the best choice for gaming. However, when you do want to watch a movie, it will automatically switch over to some of the expert film modes. While I do use this screen in game mode most of the time for the responsiveness on the PC when using apps or gaming, I did use the film modes for watching content. So you technically can't have both without sacrificing a little bit. The panel does have a glossy finish rather than a matte finish like some monitors. While that does mean you get a really nice looking picture, reflections can be a problem on this display, especially in bright rooms, where the matte finish on monitors will kind of dull out the reflections. So sometimes, using this as a monitor, I felt like I was sitting in front of a giant black mirror. And one of the obvious concerns with using an OLED as a monitor is a possibility of burn-in. While it is completely possible to burn this display in, there's a load of safety features that LG has loaded into this TV to prevent burn-in. Also, normal usage shouldn't be a major concern for burn-in. I've only had this TV for a week, so I really can't speak for burn-in just yet, but I would avoid having static images on the screen when using it with Windows or for PC gaming. I would avoid having the same wallpaper, maybe hiding the taskbar, adding a screensaver, or just, switching it up once in a while. Anyways, back to gaming on this display. Gaming RPGs like The Witcher 3 look outstanding while playing buttery smooth. But newer titles like Cyberpunk really require a ton of juice to push those pixels. So don't expect to be playing at 4K 120 on all PC titles. But it does work great on even some console titles like Doom on the Xbox Series X, where you get native 4K while playing at 120 Hz, and with variable refresh rate, I wasn't experiencing any screen tearing. This is really one of the only TVs that supports G-Sync other than the NVIDIA big format displays, which never really went mainstream and kind of sucked in pricing. So overall, this TV is really good. Whether you're watching HDR content or gaming on it, it's a pretty, do-it-all display. However, what I can tell you is that this is a pretty lucrative display. Not everyone has a 30 series GPU to power up a display like this. But if you have a Series X or PS5, you can absolutely benefit from using a display like the C1. But when it comes to using it at a desk as a daily monitor, even though it's got a plethora of features, I think it's a little too big. It is my use case scenario. If you mount it to a wall and maybe step back a little bit, have your desk a little bit off the wall, it'll be better. However, I think most desks are going to be a little bit limited in space when it comes to using a 48-inch monitor. Just imagine if LG released a version of this display that was 38 or 42 inches. I feel like that would really be a sweet spot where you could actually fit this screen on desks, and it would also be great if LG really began marketing this as a monitor, meaning changing the stand, making it a little bit more of a monitor where the stand can be adjustable. You can adjust the display height, swivel, tilt, and maybe even adding a little bit of a curve to the display, because sitting this close to screens, I feel like ultra-wides and monitors can benefit from a curve while adding a little bit more of an immersive experience. However, that being said, my dream display could possibly be here when LG releases the delayed 42-inch version, which is coming in 2022. Nonetheless, these screens have gotten really good, and with HDMI 2.1, LG is bringing some of the best panels to the market right now. All I can say is that if you've got a next generation console or you want a really good TV, the C1 is absolutely killer for a lot of usage scenarios. Maybe putting it on a desk, maybe not yet, but it is a possibility if you'd like to use it. That's been everything, guys. I will catch you guys in the next one. Let me know if you guys want to see any types of videos, any different types of videos in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.